Winter's coming, and that means hot spring season. So we're going to check out Wanda South Fork Hot Springs to see if it's ready to soak in. For those not familiar with it, this is the sister hot spring to the much more commonly visited Wanda North Fork Hot Spring. I went there with Ku last spring. You can see the video here. That one is nice, but Wanda South Fork is one of the most beautiful rivers I have ever visited. It's special. If you're planning to visit North Fork, this hot spring is only a 20-minute detour. So despite everyone skipping it, you really don't have any excuse for not coming here. Those photos were from last winter though. It's early in the season and it's very unlikely that there will be a hot spring to soak in now. But I don't care. That's not what I'm here for. I just want to get drunk and fat camping, then kayak down through this amazing canyon. Seriously, walking or driving up the canyon is nice, but kayaking down it? Now that's an experience. We parked at the Tutigong and then we started hiking. There's a huge road in the river for what I assume is erosion mitigation construction, and there are many cement trucks that are driving through. This might be a negative for most people, but not Corey, who tried many times to get them to honk. Unfortunately, this signal does not appear to be globally universal, and the drivers probably just thought he was a crazy person. They tried ignoring him or flashing their lights, and eventually one honked, which made him really happy. I didn't capture his dance on camera, but you can hear his reaction in the background. Usually the water level isn't that high here, and it'll be lower by the time this video is posted. All in all, it's a very short and easy walk to the hot spring, but it's very beautiful. It might look like my pack is big and heavy, but actually 2 kayaks and 2 sets of paddles only weigh in at around 8 kilograms. All of the camping gear and food is in Corey's bag, so his is much heavier. Turns out the only thing we needed to bring were tents though, because if there's one thing you can always count on Taiwanese people to bring to a campsite is food. Lots and lots of food. As expected, there was no hot spring, but no one complained. It'll pop up a month later when the water goes down. We drank and ate through the night. In the morning we popped out the boats and everyone had a try going down the river. Big Yellow is so stable that every first-time kayaker made it over the rapids without any problems. It just does its own thing. Little Red is less forgiving though, and it did dump out our chef on his first try, but he figured it out and quickly mastered it. After everyone had to go, I put my bag on my kayak and we set out down the river. This is Corey's first time kayaking, so I gave him Big Yellow and I took Little Red. By leaning back to lower my center of gravity, it was very easy to pilot the tiny kayak through this narrow canyon, even when the water is this fast. Corey, on the other hand, was having difficulty steering and crashed into every rock and wall. Go easy on him though, because this is partially my fault. His seat cushion had moved out of position during the many times everyone was trying it out and moving the kayak around. This had him sitting lower in the water than he should have been and made his boat difficult to steer. After we sorted that out, he did a lot better, but for the first half of the journey, he took a lot of big hits. No. As a general rule of thumb, you want to minimize crashing into rocks. But for those wondering, no, this had no effect on the integrity of the craft. These kayaks are built pretty tough, and the low-pressure hulls just absorb the blows. The shallow water was murder on the kayak blades though. I cringed every time I smashed them against a rock. This caused a lot of scratchings in the carbon fiber, but it didn't seem to cause anything other than cosmetic damage. Still, as a general rule, I try to avoid that stuff too. The section between the campsite and the canyon opening is less than 2 kilometers, but it's very beautiful. I hope you enjoy this as much as I did. So obviously I should have given Corey a longer orientation. That's my fault. You can see how I am quite relaxed in the water and I don't need to steer much. The kayak is just following the lines that I want. That's because I'm brake steering. Instead of paddling forward, all I do is put the paddle gently in the water on the side that I want to move to. This applies drag to that side of the boat and it pulls the nose in that direction. It's ideal for making small corrections in your path. Corey, on the other hand, is doing what most people instinctively do when they get in a kayak. He's paddling to try to get to where he wants to go. Instead of applying the brakes on one side, he's applying the gas to the other side. This doesn't just rotate the craft, but it also propels it across the river. This isn't great for fine adjustments, so he oversteers and then has to paddle again in the opposite direction to compensate. This uses a lot of energy. You want to let the river do the work for you. The times you do want to paddle hard is to get around corners and obstacles. To do this well, you have to be looking far down the river to see what's coming up. Before the turn, adjust your ferry angle by braking on the side opposite to the turn. Now the nose is facing the way I want to go. Before we go into the turn, I start paddling. The river is doing all of the work to move me down the river. What I am doing here is to move me across. I cut to the inside of the turn because that's where the water is slower and I don't want to be pinned up against that wall. Then I need to quickly brake on the left side to spin the kayak the other way and do this process again, because this is an S-shaped turn. Because the river is always moving you forward, you have to plan your route and act on your plans in advance, before you get to the turns. This is called reading the river. If you don't, this is what's going to happen. I probably should have mentioned it in the orientation.
Oh. Oh, Oh, that's a rocket. Oh. Woo. Oh. Look at that.
The big yellow kayak is actually faster than Little Red, but because I was picking smoother lines with less crashes, I ended up pretty far ahead. I attempted to wait several times in the laziest way possible by just trying to find an eddy to sit in without having to get out of the boat. But the eddies here are too small, and it took me a while before I finally got it.
Woo! Ash was waiting for me. Thank goodness. Uh-oh, I'm gonna run into you. I meant to get over here. Hey, hold on. I thought you were pausing for a second. I'll catch up. I'll try.
Oops, I was just waiting for the cameras. I didn't know you wanted to stop.
Oh.
Yeah, you see what I did?
What's that?
Did you see what I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you go around the curve.
I only did 90 degrees. Wasn't enough.
Let's go.
I've kind of had my decision made for me. Oh. Okay. Put a little bit of the rock there. Oh, that looks fun. Woo! Woo! Oh. Oh, there's a lot of rocks. There we go. That's okay. And I could just, there we go. I didn't mean to. I'm gonna try to grab that vine. Woo, big jump! Woo! I want to grab the vine! I want to get the vine! No! Uh-oh. Way too focused up.
While Corey's cornering had really improved over the last kilometer, his failed attempt at being the first person to Tarzan swing in a kayak almost made him capsize. He responded very well to the situation by high-siding. When your boat leans very heavily to one side, throw all of your weight to the high side of the boat, which is the opposite one of the direction of lean, and this will help stabilize it. Most newbies just flip over. Good job, Corey. This is also an advantage of the wider tubes in Big Yellow. If that was in Little Red, he probably would have flipped over.
Alright, there we go. Alright. Asher!
Yeah.
I need to stop to get my pole!
Here?
Not here, further up.
Ah.
Sorry. Can we go here?
Yeah, why not? You said you need to stop, so I stopped.
No, further up. No, that was a rock. Try to avoid that tree. Alright, there we go. Woo. Oh, that's a rock. That's a rock too. Lots of rocks! Alright. No. There we go. my poles are close to here. Okay. Oh, I thought you meant you got that. Oh, this is so much better.
With his seat in the correct position, Corey was able to steer a lot better. He's really doing quite well for a first-time kayaker who missed orientation. Me, on the other hand, well, I'm stuck on a rock.
Sorry. Power into that turn. Uh-oh. Sorry. Sorry, bud. Ate it. There we go. Woo! Alright, here comes a lot of water. Alright, I maneuvered that pretty well. Uh-oh. There's a rock right there. Oh, wow. I jumped it. Nice. You go ahead. I'm gonna get over to the shore really quick. Alright. I know I need to push myself away. Okay, here we go. Some momentum, there we go! Woo! Dude, I'm going so much faster now that that's aired up. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna take a breather. Oh, okay. Oh, that looks lady. Woo! Hey, do we need to stop?
After the river widens out, the water level increases and it becomes more rocky. It's still a lot of fun, but you can't go down much further. The river gets directed into an uncomfortably dangerous looking water intake system, and I didn't want to be anywhere near it. So we got out of the river well ahead of it and walked over to this inexplicably blue pool.
Alright, I'm sorry I told you not to bring your mask.
We had way too much fun here, getting blown back by the wind, then repeating that over and over. I don't know what it is, but I just feel so good while I'm out on the river. Kayaking in a typhoon is okay, but what's really fun is the winter and the low water season. That's when you can go on really long trips and explore wide area. This is going to be a great hot spring season. Hopefully this year, I'll see you out there.